Hi, my name is Chaday Emmanuel Blessings, and I am the co-founder of Connek Jamaica. Connek Jamaica is a grassroots organization and a resource center that focuses on providing safe spaces, exposure, and financial opportunities for the LGBTQIA+ community in Jamaica. It was important for me to start Connek because so many people had one interpretation of what life as a Jamaican queer person was that really and truly doesn't include anyone that is queer and Jamaican. It was very important to start Connek because we didn't have any spaces to be ourselves, to come together, to celebrate, to have fun, to create synergy. The first time that I tried to go out with some friends, I was not allowed inside the space because of how I dressed. Because apparently dressing is a thing that's gendered in Jamaica. So if you don't fit within certain stereotypes and molds, then you are excluded from spaces, activities, and events. So for me, it was really important to create safe spaces that we could show up and be authentic and ourselves.
What impact have you seen since it started?
The impact I have seen since we started Connek, we have facilitated travel for several people from Europe, from America, from Africa, from the Caribbean that thought that Jamaica was too homophobic of a place for them to come to, and created synergy and bonds that will last a lifetime because of that travel experience. We had the first ball in Jamaica last year, and we continue to create safe spaces for the last several years for our community to show up, be appreciated, and be authentic. I have seen Jamaica change a lot since I was a teenager, like 20 years ago. It has become a more accepting place. It has become a place that people can be more true to themselves, even in public. It has become a place where it is easier to find and see my community out in the streets. It has become a place where I can actually go to certain spaces and not be discriminated against, and now our community can go to certain events and not be discriminated against. It still has a very long way to go. Buggery is still illegal, and the lawmakers really need to kind of step up to match the community in terms of support and where we're at. But the Jamaica today in 2023 is very much different. Like we have balls, we have events, we have spaces. There are restaurants owned by queer people. There's Pride that has several queer events. So Jamaica is changing, and we still have a way to go, but it's a lot different than 10 years ago, 5 years ago, and even a year ago. To me, activism means putting your community forward. It means trying to make a difference and trying to make the lives of the people in the community better, trying to make the lives of everyone in the LGBTQIA+ community more comfortable, more financially secure, trying to create as many spaces where people can show up and be authentic, trying to tackle the problems that stem from the government all the way down to the societal problems that come with being LGBTQIA in a space like Jamaica. To me, activism is really about love and joy and about changing what needs to be changed. It's important that we share what Connek does with the world, because the world at large has very little idea about what it means to be a queer Jamaican person. There are queer people in Jamaica, there are lesbians in Jamaica, there are gay men in Jamaica, there are trans women in Jamaica, there are non-binary people in Jamaica. It's important that we share the work that Connek is doing with the world, because there's only one story that has ever been told of the Jamaican queer narrative, and it has always been told told by a white international lens that has never had the experience of being queer and living here, never had the joy of falling in love as a queer person here, have never had any real experiences of what it means to be a queer Jamaican. So obviously the story is lacking nuance, it's lacking layers. This story that they have told literally erases all the people that are gay, lesbian, non-binary, and trans that live in Jamaica, that are here actively doing this work, making the change, being bright and bold and creative, and putting things out to the universe that are creating and making safe spaces. This one story of just homophobic Jamaica, this like poverty porn almost, it's like trauma porn that people are so obsessed with, is the only story that has ever been told. And that is one of the huge problems. We need to tell our own stories. What it means to love as a queer person in Jamaica is nuanced and layered. As a queer Jamaican person that has lived here for my entire life, I have fallen in love. I have had some of the most amazing memories. I have had my heart broken. I have experienced love and life. There are a lot of places that you can go and be yourself nowadays. There are places like Chilitos, that's a queer-owned restaurant. There are places like The Haven, that's a queer-owned bar. There are people in the community that are having events like Q Lounge. There is J Flag that has Pride. There is a lot of nuance in it. There is light and laughter, and there is homophobia as well. When people ask me about Jamaica's homophobia, it's normally in a way that they're already expecting an answer. It is often phrased in such a way where they are only expecting me. They are actually already surprised that I even exist as a queer, especially a physically presenting queer Jamaican that lives here. It is a question that always also negates the experience of everyone that is here, that has lived and thrived and been able to carve out their own slice of pie here. Homophobia in Jamaica is real, like most places. Jamaica is a Christian country. It's also a country that has been ravished by colonialism, by slavery. When people ask me about Jamaica's homophobia, it's often isolated and they're looking for a specific answer. Yes, Jamaica is homophobic. Jamaica is a small island that had slavery and colonialism, where they brought over religion, which said that man shall not have sex with man, women shall not have sex with women. And because of all of the efforts and residual effects of colonialism, there are a lot of people in my country that don't have the opportunity to be fully educated. So just as how homophobia is in Jamaica, there are a lot of queer people that are in Jamaica that are living and thriving and creating art. And that is something that we should talk about as well, not just the homophobia that's in this country. Something that the international community could learn from Jamaica and from Jamaican people is our resilience. No matter how hard things are in this country, no matter how low the money that you're working is, no matter how the access is not quite here that you would like it to be, Jamaican people find a way to create joy, love, magic, happiness wherever they are and wherever they go. So I think that is one thing that the international community could take from us, is our resilience and just our good vibes. Jamaican people, we're little but we're talawa, and we're all about the good energy, you know? Family, community, creating opportunities for people, creating safe spaces, art, artistic expression, that is what Connek is all about.